better. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is Aunt Beck's Creations, and I'm Aunt Beck, or Becky. I'm going to move the mega box of tissues that we picked up at Costco. Haven't shoved it away. But as you can see, we've painted the fireplace, the jasper color behind me. So tomorrow we'll paint the others, and then I think what we'll need to do is get the floor put down so I can start shifting things around. And then I'll have to be extra careful with the paint so that I'm not splattering paint here and there. Hi, Carol. So that's called jasper that's on the wall. And the other color that I'm going to put up is the retreat, which will go in the places that are the smoke tan or look gray right now. But today we went early and picked up things at Ollies because they had sent us one of those, you get 15% off your total purchase. So we went and we spent like $50 there. Hi, Linda. But I wanted to kind of share what I picked up at Ollies and just show you this color. So the chimney's painted, and Scott chose the chimney section paint color, and I chose the other. So you can see where the lizard is on the back. See this lizard? That's the retreat color. So it's slightly lighter than what's on the chimney. So anyway, Ollies, they had these Tombow ABT Pro alcohol-based markers. These were $1.99 each. So I got the greens and the yellows and the purples. Those were the only colorways they had. I dug through the box looking to see if they had reds and blues and perhaps oranges, so I'd have the whole rainbow. But these are the only ones they had. They were $1.99 each. And I always check the art type books. And they had this Brian Peterson's Photography School, a master class in creating outstanding images. And it was normally $25.99, and I paid $4.99 for it. It's a gorgeous book. And I bought it for myself, but I think Greg would enjoy it too because he loves to do photography. So yeah, I'm going to read through this. I've got some beautiful things and techniques and stuff. And then I picked this up because we're all getting back into our slow stitching. This is Threads, the Basics and Beyond, the complete visual guide to thread techniques and creativity by Debbie Bates and Liz Kettle. Normally $24.95. I paid $4.99. And isn't the cover just luscious? And it's got, again, all sorts of interesting projects in here. Sorry, I forgot to turn the autofocus off. And just really pretty techniques. So that we'll look at some more later. And then I got expressive painting, tips and techniques for practical application in watercolor, including color theory, color mixing, and understanding color relationships by Joseph Stoddard. Normally $21.95. I got it for $3.99. And the cover was just so inviting. Oh, they're all saying, hi, Scott. Hey. So, and if you missed Lena, she was on live earlier, Miss Lennox, and she did a watercolor today. But just beautiful ways to do an image. And it made me think of when Mary used to do her when she went out, what is it called now? You go and you do an area. Oh gosh, my brain is fried from today. Something sketches. You know what I'm talking about. Somebody else say it in the chat. Let's see here. They even did the old-timey McDonald's when the arches went through the building. We have an original Hardee's here in Casey. I'm sorry?
Shaped like a crown.
Yeah, it's shaped like a crown. We might have to go and show you the old building. It's not a Hardee's anymore. It was a comic book store for a while. Urban sketching. Thank you, Carol. So those were the books I picked up today. Wide variety of things. You never know what you'll see at Ollie's. And in a couple days, these books could be gone and they'll have some other ones in. We were bad and bought candy too. And we all have upset stomachs from eating garbage today. So then we went to Costco and we were hoping we got there early enough to beat the crowd. But as we were wrapping up what we needed to get, everybody was coming in. And I'm like, we've got to get out of here because I get anxious in crowds. So I was just done. So we got out of there and then came home and we've been working around here. Hi, Debs, Angie and Linda and Carol. I know this is an unusual time and I know that Beth is still on, but I wanted to do this before I completely evaporated. I don't know. Have I shared Chubby Benji with you guys? He's in the other room. Let me go get him. I'll be right back.
Oh,
You're done?
can't hardly see what I'm doing.
Now this bear came about because Vicki at Messy Table Studios, she pointed the pattern out. It's on Etsy. If I can remember when I sign off here, I'll send you a link to the pattern. And I did buy the pattern. I can tell you the lady's name here. This Crochet Object Knitting. That's who you buy the pattern from on Etsy. And she also has a pattern on there for this knitted sweater. But I'm not a knitter, so the instructions made 0 sense to me. Absolutely 0. So I gave up on that. I did use her stitch count because this is a top-down knitted sweater. I did use her stitch count to know how many stitches to make a neckline. And then I made up a neckline of my own. So I created this sweater and I did a front and a back. And then I ended up having to do little gussets, to cover his side here. And I think if I made another one, I would figure out how many stitches to add to the front on these last few rows here. And then I just crocheted the sleeves straight on around the opening that I had created. And that's how I did the little sweater. And I tried to match the stripes up. And I think he turned out really cute. But the whole thing with this teddy bear is you don't stuff him firm. So you can squish him and hug him. And yeah, so her bear, you can see in the picture that I think he has less stuffing in him than I put in my bear. Because, he even looks kind of floppy there. And you only partially stuff the legs and arms too. And I don't think she put any stuffing in his nose. She just used the thread that you sew it. You leave tails and then you're supposed to fill this. But I did put some fiber fill in his nose. And then I just hand stitched his eyes on with embroidery floss. And I think I used all 6 strands. His nose here is like some yarn I had thrifted. He's all made out of thrifted yarn. The gray I got at Habitat for Humanity for $3 a skein. It is a wool blend. And I think he came out bigger than the pattern that she has because I think it calls for a G hook. And I used an H. Yeah. It calls for a 4.5 millimeter and I used a 5. So my bear came out a good bit bigger. And I used, I think he calls for chunky yarn. That's what I used. I used a 5 chunky yarn. So he'll join my menagerie. And Ann wanted to know if he was as big as Jeff Rabbit. So let me show you. Yes, he's about the same size as Jeff Rabbit. And Jeff Rabbit was made out of a suit coat that Scott and I picked up at a yard sale for $5. Come here, Jeff Rabbit. And then I used a pair of Scott's old jeans to make Jeff Rabbit his own overalls. And Jeff Rabbit has velvet inside his ears. I got that as a remnant at Joann's. But his body is all out of that suit coat. And I think it was a very small suit coat, so it took every bit of the suiting fabric that I could get to make the rabbit, because his entire body is this suit. I did get some out of my quilting fabrics that are under my bed. I pulled this kind of plaid out. So this is Jeff Rabbit, and this is Benji Bear. And you can see they are about the same size. They're quite an armful. You're taking apart 2 suit coats now? Yep. I've been thinking about doing like Jerry Bellini and going and looking for just wool suit coats so that I could harvest the wool like she's been doing for slow stitch projects. Here, I'll just point this down so you can see them more. And I think that's about all I have to share. I do have other critters that I've made. I can't remember his name because he doesn't have a name badge. But I have a book that's all these chunky little porky kitty cats. So this was the first one I made. And I made him a bed, but he's too big for the bed. So I'm going to see if one of the other cats in there will fit. And then this was a pattern called Zoya that I got off Etsy as well. And you crochet her clothes directly on her, and you add this bib and attach it to her. Sorry, excuse me. And I did I made her an internal neckline. You make like a tube and you insert it there. It's supposed to stabilize their heads a bit. And she still has a floppy head. And then I said, well, I'll just make her a little scarf with leaves at the end. So I made that up for her. So she has her own scarf. She's supposed to have brown or black hair, but I had that really cool yellow that was kind of ombre. So as I crocheted, her buns are different shades of yellow. So these are just some of my menagerie. I also have the bear I made a few months back with all the stitching, but he's in the front room. And I've got the pig I did for Pigs in a Blanket. Kaylee at Shadows at Midnight, she did that challenge last year, and I entered that. So Scott's here. They were saying hi to you earlier.
Everybody.
There he is.
I'm tired.
He's tired.
Always, after you clean your brushes, put them back in the little container.
Yeah, keep your holders. If you put your paintbrushes back in,
That makes the
bristles
stay straight, and it'll be ready to use the next time.
Yeah. So
Don't buy cheap brushes. Oh.
yeah, don't buy cheap brushes. Just take care of the more expensive ones, and they'll last you a lot longer than cheap ones.
I think these are both Sherwin-Williams colors, aren't they?
Yes, these are Sherwin-Williams colors, and he's got the paint chips there. So that's what the walls, the chimney and the...
I know this doesn't render well on the Jasper and Retreat. There you have it. I think it looks fantastic.
Carol says put the rollers in the fridge in a plastic bag.
Oh.
We just threw this one out because we've thrifted so many, and we're just too tired to deal with it tonight, so we threw it away.
We're gonna need a second coat on this.
There's not a full second coat in that can.
Could be another can, I guess.
There's like a third of that quart left. I was afraid of that when you only got a quart because.
What's so dark? I thought it'd cover good.
Well, dark, remember, to get it smooth, it takes more than you'd think.
Yeah, it does.
Do you remember the lipstick red bedroom we had that took, what, 5 coats?
Oh, I love that color.
Oh, we did. We loved our lipstick red bedroom. It was beautiful. And then that poor lady that bought our house told us it took me 12 coats of paint to cover that lipstick red.
Yeah, it was lipstick red, white trim, just a bright white trim. And we had all this old dark mahogany furniture. And it looked really nice.
It was really lovely.
This is going to sound horrible, but the bathroom had gray tile. And then it had...
we put wallpaper in there.
Yeah, it was white and gray tile. And we put this black wallpaper, background wallpaper with a floral print on it. And the floral print tied into the lipstick red. It really looked good.
It looked really pretty. I think that was one of the first things she did, is besides changing the carpet out, that she covered all that and took that wallpaper out.
Don't judge. It was the 80s.
Yeah, it was the 80s. We moved here into this house in 96.
Yeah.
So we lived 11 years in our first house, and then we've been here since 96.
Learned my lesson about wallpaper. Whew.
Yeah, wallpaper. Wow. Yeah.
Then having to deal with all that wallpaper, Jesse.
Yeah.
Oh.
Carol says she was a professional painter, and yes, red takes lots of coats. Well, that poor lady didn't understand the trick of, if you've got a dark color like that. My girlfriend that I've lost contact with, her dad was a professional painter, and he said the first thing you do is if you've got a really dark color, is you cover it with silver or a gray, and that will even that out. I don't think he realizes how much noise he's making. He's tired. He doesn't care. So I'm going to let you guys go. We just wanted to share a few things that we got going on. Hopefully tomorrow, I'll get at least what's right behind me painted. I'd love to get the floor back down, but we'll see how tired we are, because we do get tired easier. So I'm going to let you go. Our kid just got back from Charleston, so we're going to catch up with him, and I will see you guys later. Bye.